Let me start off this video by saying I love women who are in these streets. I know some of you will not agree with me and you think that a good woman is the end-all be-all, but to tell you the truth, good women are a pain in the butt. I was with a so-called good woman for 2 years of my college life, and she was the one that sent me to the RP. It wasn't the 304s who we know deep down will screw us over and cheat and do us wrong. I dealt with girls like that. They cheated and rode Chad and Tyrone's digging stick, the regular. I already knew in my gut that those women were not to be taken seriously, so when they did what was expected of them, I wasn't hurt. I knew they would prove me right and be an untrustworthy individual, but good women are a whole different breed altogether. You see, if you know a girl is in these streets, then she is predictable because she'll want to go back in these streets and cheat. Guys, I want you to understand those low-quality women and low lives are predictable. All of them will eventually betray you, cheat, and stick you for your paper. Those are the predictable steps of women who have been riding the rooster carousel and just decided to take a break and be in a relationship. None of them is going to surprise you by being faithful and loyal to you when you wife her up. So just know that if you don't do your proper due diligence, then it's your fault you got tricked because 304s will always stab you in the back. I know that most people won't be straightforward and tell you this truth, but it is the brutal truth that men need to hear. And when you understand women like that, you realize that as long as you don't wife up a 304, drop off seed in her belly, trust her with your money or belongings and do her wrong, then she probably will be harmless to you. So now you guys know what to expect from women who are in these streets. So I don't want you to be disgusted or fearful of them. Wrap up your salami, don't commit or go into a legal contract, don't get them pregnant, don't trust them, and don't treat them like crap. And most of you listening to this message will never have any serious problems with 304s. However, the good women that most of you are searching for are not as good as you think. But to be fair, before I go in and start destroying the illusion that you hope strategists live for, I will say I have never met a good woman that the Bible describes. And it makes sense because there are so few of them that finding one is damn near impossible in the world, much less in a country. On the contrary, 304s and rooster gobblers are in abundance and are the majority. So just based on simple math, it is apparent that most men in the world cannot get a good woman, so most of you hope strategists will still be left out based on the numbers. Do you guys get it now? It doesn't matter which country you travel to or how long you search for, most of you guys will never get a good woman, and it is what it is. Accept it and move on, gents. I already realized this years ago, and as such, I am not living my life in search of a good woman because it's highly likely I'll die before I get one for myself. I know I just shattered many hopes and dreams, and some of you hope strategists are irate right now, but millions of men have come on this planet and died without ever seeing a good woman, let alone putting his salami in one. Men have lived, croaked, and still don't know what a good woman is, so you expect me to live the remainder of my life searching for one. F that, I'll just enjoy my time with the 304s and hope I don't catch the itchy scratchy, and if I do catch the itchy scratchy, then I'll just go monk mode until the Grim Reaper comes to drag me to hell. I don't have time for the BS, this is my one life, and I'll be damned if I use it to look for a virtuous woman. Count me out of that deal. You guys smoking hopium can go ahead and live the rest of your life chasing the good woman. Just know that you're not coming back to do a do-over when your time is up. So with that said, the good women you guys will get are women who will temporarily be good to you until she decides she's done being good. She probably won't cheat without a good reason. She'll play her role and be a good wife until it's time to divorce scrape you to kingdom come, and she'll take away your kids and put you on child support. That's the so-called good woman that most of you will tell me you have, and a couple of years later, I'll see you being dragged through the divorce court, getting bent over and having your assets taken by force. I can bet that most of you right now who are still hopeful you'll get a good woman will get divorce scraped in the end. Try to prove me wrong, I dare you. So the main problem with good women is that they're unpredictable for the most part. Because they act and play their role as a good woman so well, men will lower their guard and start to trust these women blindly. And over time, when the bait and switch comes, most men won't see it coming. So you guys know what will happen when you mess with 304s, but what makes so-called good women so dangerous to men is that they play the long game. It might take 10, 20, 30 plus years for her to stab you in the back, and you won't see it coming. The good woman will hurt you 10 times worse than the 304 ever could, because when they stab you in the back, they make sure to push the entire knife in. They will fight you tooth and nail in the family court to take your kids, all of your assets and what they think they're entitled to. If you think I'm lying, a divorce attorney will tell you that the nastiest divorces in the family court are from stay-at-home wives. The same good wives that many of you men say you want will put you through living hell when she's done playing her role, and it's time for the heel turn. A prime example of this is the recent divorce between Sylvester Stallone and his wife. She stayed up under him for 25 years and then decided it was time to leave and blow up the marriage because she wasn't happy. And that will be an ugly divorce, mark my words. Before their divorce, many of you would have wanted a wife like that and thought she was a good woman. But it turns out that 25 years later, she reveals who she really is and was only good for a time. That is what most men who chase good women don't see coming, and these women end up catching you guys off guard and wrecking your lives. I hope you guys understand the reason why the so-called good women are so dangerous, and these women aren't good women like what the Bible talks about. They're just women that you can work with for a time until they pull the plug on your relationship and hop on the next available dating stick. And the only difference between the so-called good women and 304s is that they are conscious of how many people they sleep with and tend to play the long game. Besides that, both of them will stab you in the back, so never think your girl would never do that, or you'll be in for a rude awakening. Alright, let's tie all of this into the topic of today's video so you understand why men prefer the so-called good women and not the passed-around woman. Men prefer the so-called good women because they have lower bodies and are perceived as good women. That's really what it boils down to at the end of the day, because the truth is most men want a woman who will be faithful, loving, and a great mother to their kids. Unfortunately, men fail to realize that these women are wolves in sheep's clothing. And they are only going to play their role until they secure the bag, and there's no true loyalty or love in their hearts for men. So while you're getting a better deal in dating a 304, the end result will be the same, and you'll lose in the end more often than not. Some of these so-called good women will ride it out with you, but most of them will screw you over. Now, as it relates to the passed-around women, automatically, you can expect that approximately 90 to 98% of them will stab you in the back and do you wrong in your relationship. That's a no question asked, so you should expect that if you get with a woman like that, there shouldn't be any surprises when she does you dirty. That's just something that you should already expect and know will happen without fail. That's why I opened up the video by explaining why there should be no surprises when you get with a woman that gets passed around. If you are smart, you should vet and investigate all the women you plan to get with seriously or casually so you know what to expect before even thinking of sliding your salami inside the woman. And luckily for you, now you know that once she has a past, then taking that woman seriously is the definition of the hope strategy and signs of a delusional man. The main reason women are upset that men don't want to wife up and take care of passed-around women is that the women that are mad have been passed around, and they can't find a man to take care of them after they wreck their lives. That's all that it is at the end of the day. If those women were still getting men to commit, we wouldn't even hear a single complaint or shame language, but they want to have their cake and eat it too. However, they fail to realize that due to the RP spreading like wildfire, men aren't stupid anymore, and more men are waking up and realizing that these women are toxic and want no parts of them other than to rearrange their guts, so that's why they're mad. They can't stand that they will have to spend the last quarter of their lives alone and without any retirement plan from a man. But that's not our problem, and ladies, we do not care. Go ahead and die alone. Promise me, brothers, that you won't let yourself become a pet wallet and retirement plan for these 304s or so-called good women. Live the free agent lifestyle. Go to your own way or monk mode if you have to, but do not let these women use and discard you like trash. And always remember that the only way to win this game is not to play. So live the best life possible and make the best of your time on this floating rock out in space. You were not put here to live for women. Never forget that. Tap the like button and share the video to support us. And if you want to donate, our PayPal and Cash App links are in the description box below. If you want to see the proof of why women are more likely to be promiscuous, then click the video on the screen right now.